Welcome to the Roaming Yeti podcast, where we share travel stories full of nostalgia, interesting locations, and the tales behind those locations. I am your host and head Yeti, Beth Schillaci. And if you listened last week, I talked about Universal and our planning, so you know we're heading to Orlando in December. I'm very excited about this. It's a nice long vacation for us. And while we've been to Disney World for the holidays in the past, it's been a while to get the full holiday experience. That includes all the parks. Looking at you, Epcot, you're always the late one. But again, just like last week, again, as I'm going to give you a recap episode of sort of what we did, tips, tricks, what worked, what didn't work afterwards. But I wanted to do a preview episode just to sort of talk about how Disney celebrates the holidays in the parks, the hotels, and even the rest of the resort. And, just to get started, getting into the spirit. And then I'll do a recap of what we did again, sort of what worked, what was great, what wasn't so great, what meltdown we had at what point in time. But let's start in the parks. Let's go, Walt Disney World holiday version. Let's start with Magic Kingdom. Now, if you've listened for a while, I hit Main Street, I see the castle, tears. Doesn't matter how many times. But honestly, this time of year, holidays is extra special. There's a huge tree. There's nutcrackers and wooden soldiers, and it's so pretty. And it happens from the moment you walk in. There's garlands up on the train station, and it's just a really, you just get in the spirit, and it's just a really special thing to see decorated. There's decorations throughout the park, of course, themed to each area. And it's just, again, it adds just another element to it. It's my favorite time to be there. I think if you are big into the holidays, and you want to see Disney at its finest, I feel like that's the time. My favorite thing to do in Magic Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom and I have a quite the relationship. I love the Jingle Cruise. And so basically what they do is they take the Jungle Cruise and they just put this fun, festive transformation to the ride. Everything in the queue, the jungle skippers, their jokes are themed for the holidays. The ride is themed. It just is another, it's just so much fun. The queue, the little details, just if you're on the ride, you won't mind standing in the ride in that line. You don't want to be there forever, but it's not bad because there's just so many things to see and how they decorate and the little details and the names they change. So it's a really fun overlay. I'm glad they're doing it. I will definitely be joining one of the cruises and seeing my favorite thing there. Also in Magic Kingdom this year, they actually announced a new Frozen holiday surprise, a show, not a food, that is going to be taking place at Cinderella's castle in the evening. So that's something new. I haven't seen it. I don't really know a lot about that, but I know that was a new announcement. Heading over to Epcot. Epcot is the last park to decorate because they wait until the end of Food and Wine Festival to do the switch. So that's why I was sort of making fun of it early is they don't start until November 24th. And we typically go sometime in November before Thanksgiving. So we see all the other holiday decorations, but we don't get to see Epcot usually. So very excited. I know there's been some changes, some updates, and I'm looking forward to seeing what those are. They have holiday storytellers throughout the countries, sharing traditions and stories about Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Lunar New Year, and more. I just think it's fun to see the different cultures and things talk about, the different stories and traditions. That's one of my favorite parts about the countries is talking to the people and finding out different things about their country. Um, there's also a candlelight processional, which tells the story of Christmas that takes place in the American Pavilion, and it's done by a celebrity narrator. There's a full orchestra and a choir. There's actually some cast members in the choir, if not the full choir. I totally forget that, and I forgot to look it up. But again, this takes place in the American Pavilion. We watched it one year. Ming-Na Wen was the narrator. It's really special. It's really cool. Um, like anything with the American Pavilion, if you want to see everything, definitely get your seat. If you just want to hear it and sort of experience it, you can be anywhere within the American Pavilion and really enjoy that and take time in that without standing in the line to sit down. They have quite a lineup this year. Just to name a few of the celebrities, Simu Liu from Shang-Chi and Barbie are going to be there. He's going to be there. John Stamos, Neil Patrick Harris, Marley Matlin, Brendan Fraser, Jordan Fisher, and Broadway great Audra McDonald. So, yeah, they really have a nice lineup. I'm not 100% sure who's there while we're there, but we'll definitely check it out. Also in Epcot, one ride that gets an overlay, shall we say, is Living with the Land. They sort of get this holiday makeover with lights on the trees and in the tunnel, and it's really cool. It's fun in the evening when it's dark outside. It just adds a new dimension to the ride. Makes the line a little longer, I'm not gonna lie, but it's totally worth it. And it's a fun festive way that they make that, just sort of their overlay. The food and wine booths are used again for the holiday festival. For the scavenger hunt, I remember we did the Remy scavenger hunt for food and wine. It's an Olaf scavenger hunt. And instead of the cheese stroll, there's a holiday cookie stroll that you can do at the Food and Wine at the Holiday Festival. So we will probably be checking one or both of those out. I'll let you know how that goes. If you've done the cookie stroll, let me know on social media. Interested in what you thought. And also, I don't want to get in trouble here with Figment's biggest fan. She's not with me on this one, but so I need to bring up the fact that in the past few years on the Figment ride, near the end of the ride, Figment usually has a yellow sweater on. But for the past few years, he has been put in it's supposed to be an ugly holiday sweater. It's adorable on his ride, and we have yet to see it in person. So I'm really fingers crossed they put the sweater on him on the ride and we get to see it. Better yet, there's a meet and greet Figment now, and maybe he'll have the same holiday sweater. I don't know. Fingers crossed. We can hope. Animal Kingdom is, I don't know, it has one of my favorite trees in the whole resort. So when you walk in, it's before even you get into the gates, before you give your passes. It's just really cool. It just handmade looking ornaments and masks, and I believe this year, and it's probably every year, there's Winnie the Pooh characters around it, and I don't know, it's a really fun, different tree, and it's cute. It's very special. And they've really added sort of these seasonal decorations really within the past several years. That was the one part that didn't really decorate, but they do now, and it's great. My favorite thing there is it's called the Mary Menagerie, and it's these amazing puppets of Arctic animals, penguins, seals, polar bears, I believe reindeer, and they're just so cool to watch and interact with. The cast member puppeteers are so talented. Like, you feel like when you pet the seal, like its interaction with you is like a real one. It's really cool. I'm not doing it justice at all. Even if you see videos of it, you'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. To experience it it's magical. There's no other word for it. It just really is a cool experience. And in that same area, it's sort of in that area in front of tree, the tree of life, and the shops. And up on the shops, they have these really cool luminaries of the animals that light up, and they're gorgeous, and they're perfect for Animal Kingdom. You don't want to overdo it in that park, especially in that area. And it's very classy. It's very cool, and a lot of fun. And the expats that are now on Pandora, they've brought the holidays from Earth with them, and you can find decorations around the restaurants. It's really fun how they've brought the holidays into an area that wouldn't normally celebrate holidays, but it's very cool how they do that. Our favorite, we love our Dino Land. We're going to enjoy it while it's still it's still there. It gets all decorated, much more of a traditional sort of over the top, trees, lights, Santa hats on, dinosaurs. So, that's a really fun area, and that was a great addition as well. And also the Tree of Life has an awakening presentation that's like a projection show on the tree each night around dusk. There is a holiday edition of that as well that you can check out. So, Animal Kingdom, like I said, didn't always used to be, they didn't really decorate. They've added it in very respectful and cool ways, and it's definitely something to see. Now, Hollywood Studios, they have these vintage decorations when you walk in, through the Hollywood section. And I just love it. They have these vintage ones near the entrance. Gertie the dinosaur has a hat and an ornament, and Toy Story Land. It's just a really fun park. Again, each area is themed to that area, and it makes it different. There is the Frozen Sing-Along Celebration apparently has a fun holiday finale featuring our favorite snowman, Olaf. And there's also called Sunset Seasons Greeting, and it's a really fun festive projection show that takes place on Hollywood Tower Hotel, also known as the Tower of Terror ride. It's fun. It has a lot of the characters that we're used to. We even get a little, at least we used to. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. Prep and Landing makes a little appearance. So it's a fun way to use that real estate and get a spiked hot chocolate or a regular hot chocolate and watch that. And that's in the evening. And the nice thing is there's no line necessary. People sort of stop and watch it and keep moving. It's not a big congested area. So definitely check that out if you're in the parks for the holidays. Toy Story Land is all decked out. Ham as the sugar cookie is great. He has a little Santa hat on, and you have to just take a walk behind the cookie to see who is helping Ham stay standing. So I'm just going to leave that at that. There's 2 special events, nighttime events that are extra. You have to buy tickets for. So there's always been Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom. And there's a new one called Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. And we'll get to that in a minute. But Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is really, the Christmas version of Not So Scary Halloween. There's rides open, there's special characters, there's special food. Instead of trick-or-treating, there's free cookies and cocoa and other drinks. So a lot of the same things. I know the 7 Dwarfs are back. They have the dance parties. It's a really fun experience. There's a fireworks show. There's a parade. I love that parade. It's very similar to the one you see Christmas Day from the parks on television. The wooden soldiers are my favorite. The noise they make when they go by of their feet on the blacktop. It's really cool. It's a really fun party. Definitely will get you in the experience, in the spirit, and it's definitely fun. So that's a great option. Now, we will not be attending Merry Christmas Party because we are going to check out the new Jollywood Nights. And this is a new event, and I'm not sure what to expect. And I'll talk about some of the things I've heard from the first night in a few minutes. But we do know a few of the details. It's taking place at Hollywood Studios. There's rides open. There's characters. I know one of the popular ones that's there is Phineas and Ferb. So all my old Phineas and Ferb fans, there you can get your picture with them. But this party seems to have a little more of a adult twist to it. I think mainly because it is at Hollywood Studios. It has a little more sophisticated food and beverage options, including those adult beverages for those of us over 21. There's celebrations in the courtyard at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. You can eat at the Brown Derby. And there's a cool sounding holiday fiesta celebrating Latin holiday traditions along the avenue that the commissary is at. There's 2 shows. I know there is a stage show that has Kermit and Miss Piggy sort of emceeing the show. There's also a sing-along Nightmare Before Christmas as well. It seems people are sort of they're telling people sort of to dress up. I'm not really sure how that's all going to play out. It is still Florida. I don't know if the holiday sweater will work or not. So we're playing that by ear. We're going to figure that out. Like I said, I've heard a little bit of news from opening night. It wasn't 100% positive, but I'm still looking forward to experiencing it myself. This was a first time event. It was the first night, so I get that there's logistical issues and you know, based on the people going, maybe they weren't spreading out to rides, and it'll just be really interesting to experience it. And I will let you know sort of how things are going. You can count on me for the honest truth there. But honestly, we talked about the parks, we've talked about these special events, but you don't really need park admission to see the Disney holiday magic. Go visit one of their resort hotels or Disney Springs. The hotels are all decorated to whatever their theme of the hotel is. And a lot of them have these giant gingerbread displays. And the one at Grand Floridian is the biggest, most popular one. It really is amazing. In the past at Boardwalk, they had a carousel one. They just really do a amazing job, and I'm looking forward to checking them out. Also, the hotels they have their own seasonal food available. So if you get a little hungry while looking at the decorations, and this might be if you're in the area and you don't want to do the parks, this might be a good time to do like a monorail crawl for snacks or drinks to the 3 resorts on that monorail. Contemporary, Polynesian, and Grand Floridian, or maybe a Skyliner crawl. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely other ways to get in the Disney holiday spirit. Disney Springs, in addition to getting some shopping done, it's another great place to get in the spirit. They have special entertainment through the holiday season. You might even see some magical snow while you're there. And they have something they call the Christmas tree stroll, which is you can check out all these decorated Christmas trees that are put throughout Disney Springs. If you get a little hungry and a little thirsty while doing your shopping and strolling, I'm going to recommend Jock Lindsay's to you, which is a favorite of ours. It's getting decked out. It's getting sort of the holiday inspired overlay as well. I looked at the menu. The menu looks really cool. Definitely some good food to check out. So, if you can get a seat in there, do that. But, yeah, we are going to be busy getting into the holiday spirits and all the festivities. In addition to our usual activities, I'm really excited. Really hoping the weather cooperates with us a little more than it did September. I want some warmth, but not quite that much for sure. So, thanks again for listening. Again, please reach out to me if you have ideas, either things we should cover for the parks or just other topics. I really want Roaming Yeti to sort of be our community, our oasis among the chaos of life. So let me know topics. You can reach out on social media or fill out the contact form on my website, theroamingyeti.com. And I do hope these episodes inspire you to get out and roam, even in your own neighborhood. So please subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you like what we're doing here, please leave a review and a rating. We'll talk to you soon, and keep roaming.